I volunteered when I was 17 years old, and then I wound up having my 19th birthday in a foxhole. I joined the 10th Mountain Division, and we landed in Naples, Italy in '44, just Christmas Day. So I spent Christmas Day and the next 2 days in a cattle boxcar going north to Livorno, near Pisa, Italy. So we camped there for a few days, then moved over to a little town called Viticiatico. And then from there, we went up online on January the 6th. And we'd stay online a few days and come back. It was sort of a quiet sector. We patrolled a section to meet a Brazilian expeditionary force they had there. And then we pulled back, and we went to where there was pretty steep cliffs and a bunch of rocks. So we went through some refresher mountain climbing. And so then in February, on the 18th, we moved in. We started out by trucks. The trucks went so far, and the roads were so bad and slick and icy that couldn't go any further. So we walked a few miles, went to some houses in a small village at the foot of Riva Ridge, and we stayed there in the daytime. That day, one of the men took a woman's coat and a woman's hat and would be a communicator between the 2 or 3 buildings where we were. And then on the night of the 19th, we started up the ridge, and the ridge is about 2,000 feet above the regular elevation, real steep. So we climbed all night. There were some ropes fixed for part of it where the scouts a few days before had trying to locate a trail to make an easy way up. So we started up the ridge, and when we were fairly well up on it, the platoon got separated. We were going single file, and Lieutenant Luce and about 8 or 10 were first ones on the ridge, and I was with Sergeant Boyd right just a little bit down. We heard the shooting and went on up. So by the time we got there, the ridge, he'd secured the ridge, and the lieutenant worked one way with the group, checking the situation, found some mortars, and I went with Sergeant Boyd the other direction to checking out a dugout. There were still some Germans in the dugout. We had a bazooka, and Archibald missed the first shot, hit the building, but it didn't hit the window. Second shot, it hit the window. And so 2 or 3 of the live ones came out. And we went on in, and they had a record player that just a hand wind up, a big Troller. And they had a record of Lily Marlene and Al Jolson down by the old high old. So later on we played that real loud so that the Germans could enjoy their own music. But in the building, they were eating breakfast. The ridge was so inaccessible that we climbed was so inaccessible. The Germans didn't consider that they would ever get an attack from that way.